to Artist in Recovery from Weaver, John City, Rosamond, California. Morning, Daryl. It's 4:15 in the morning, West Coast time. It's the 5th of July, 2024. The weekend is still here for July 4th, and it already started off with with the Antelope Valley going up in smoke in a lot of spaces, a lot of areas. Hell, all California has been up in smoke. My last video, I'll send a link over to you, pal. But we damn near lost the complex. I was talking about it in several videos already done about this place. That we are in for it. Well, I was terrified of it because my videos I was doing, I was talking about July 4th, very disheartened about the holiday season. We're celebrating 248 years of our country's birth. And with that kind of celebration, stupidity runs wild. I had some kids playing with fireworks. Management was already notified about it. But nothing was done. I was more worried about what happens on July 4th. My little dog, Mama's, I think you've seen her before. She's deaf and partially blind. She was whining like crazy because I think the smell of sulfur was getting to her in the apartment. I'd have the fans blow the stuff out. I mean, could barely deal with the temperature, but okay, fine, deal with the comfort level. We are talking about 79, 80 degrees, and that's a little well above comfort level, but still. Had to get the fumes out. The sulfur was that bad. But not as bad as when you have fire happening yards away from your door, separated by buildings. Daryl, can you please go to your browser, go to Google Maps, get the program running, and then when you're there, hit Rosamond, California. If you hadn't seen the video already, I'll just walk you through it again. So, Mr. Daryl, you got it up, hit Rosamond, go over to the west, actually to the east side, where Edwards Air Force Base is. About the borderline between that and the town. United and Rosamond. Home sweet home. The apartment complex. They got a pit on the far east end. It's the water runoff access area. We have grates all over the complex and the flooring. So whenever the rain hits, we got the water being cycled and put into the pit. So we won't have to worry about it as much. Except when it dries up. And anything in the pit gets dried up, turned into fuel. Daryl, what happens when you put a very hot item right next to a potential fuel source? Boom. Whoosh. Flames. Yeah. These people are stupid around here, I swear to God. Why weren't they keeping the fireworks under control? Why didn't they keep their kids under control? They were there, and it happened. Running around without their heads. Some of the kids are trying to grab the fire extinguishers, break every damn area we have where the fire extinguishers are. And they don't know how to use the damn things. They're wasting cans left and right. These dumbasses need to be trained on how to use a damn fire extinguisher, I swear to God, but also how to use the damn thing in windy conditions. The fire was situated in the middle of the area, but the hot embers, were going to different places on the outskirts. And because of the winds we have out here and the heat conditions, making things ripe for fire here, fire there, fire there, fire there. If they didn't know how to use the damn things right, well, they didn't. But if they did, maybe we would have maybe some of it contained, but the rest of it was still out of control. We had one engine coming in, and they doused, and they doused, and they doused. And then we had two punk kids, two teenagers that didn't know their ass from hot rock. If I had been their age, if I had been their age at that moment, I'd beat the crap out of them. But I'm an old fart. All I could do is yell and scream and lose my voice, act menacing with a cane at them. All they could do is laugh at me as they run away. If they lived there, they didn't give a shit about their home. They saw the fire engine and they still lit off fireworks right in front of them, or actually away from them. Three people still fighting the fires. And there was nobody to stop these damn kids, and they knew it. The videos I've got, the last video, I'm talking about the story. It was just pissing me off. July 4th, for a long while, has never been easier for me to deal with. Since coming out here in the desert region, fires have become more and more terrifying. But even when I was living in the San Fernando Valley, the fires were still happening in the valley areas. There's in the grassy areas, in the wilderness areas, inside the valley, and in the hillsides. You get enough heat, dry material, wind, you got potential. I'm 58 years old. I've seen too much of it out here. I've seen it happen in my lifetime living in the city of Los Angeles, living in the county of Los Angeles, now living in Kern County. I've seen fires happen up and down the damn coastline. I've seen fires go up to the coastline and stop. Bad enough we're going through geologic issues concerning about collapsing mountainsides and hillsides. Now we got to deal with fire. That adds more problems because you take away the brush, you take away the deep-seated roots that holds soil together. And what do you got? Potential for slides, especially when the rains come. We're fighting fires left and right in California. Cal Fire, California Fire. They call it Cal Fire. They would have marks of the majors. Not the minors, but the majors. Scares the hell out of me, dude. Last several years since living in this apartment, before and after my big brother passed, I had to spend it inside the bathroom with my little dog shaking. This year, because she's deaf, she can't hear it. I can. And it's irritating as hell. I can't deal with this shit. I'm talking to my therapist about this damn thing. I'm talking to a priest about this thing. Well, he's in your territory. He's in Nova Scotia. A church on the walls, dude. His name is Reverend Ed Travers, Episcopalian. Nice guy. He has a hell of a You'd like this guy. You really would. On Saturdays and Wednesdays, he would do this noontime church on the wall chat line. He'd take prayer requests. At the end of the sessions, he'd be doing the prayer requests. He'd be praying a great deal and Everybody else would. But we would chat about things. He would talk about things. We all would chat about things online, and he would talk about it. He'd react to all the chats. I like this guy. I can talk to him. Unlike the other idiots I've got out here that I don't feel comfortable with. But we would get into it, even the politics. So, and yeah, he doesn't like Trump either. Believe me, he doesn't. He didn't like the other pastors supporting Trump or any other politicians doing that. And there are a few of them out there posting on YouTube on that one. Getting back to the holiday season here. I used to be comfortable with this girl. I mean, my family, when we were living in the San Fernando Valley, Ma was able to get around as much. We actually had working transportation. We would go to different places to see him on some occasions, but the rest of the time, Ma would be at home with the dogs, while Dave and me would going out to see the fireworks, one place or another. There's a college out there, Cal State Northridge. They used to have a top portion of their campus used for football games, but also for public gatherings. It was called Devonshire Downs before it got folded over into the campus. Devonshire Downs used to hold concert series, used to have fairs, used to have haunted mansions, haunted places to get scared at. But the thing that would drive the more people coming in and seeing it outside would be the fireworks display. They would have the picnics happening even during the heat. They would allow to have the tents be put up. But once it starts getting dark, the tents go down that the people would put up. They'd go to the grandstands, and they would see both ground land fireworks displays and aerial, and they would have a program. They would have musical programs on this one. Somewhere in the box of pins I have over here, I had the pin from that time, 1976. We went over to Devonshire Downs. Found a pin, bought the pin. Had it ever since. Can't find it anymore. Relic of bygone era. Or maybe you can find the pin, but to me it was a bygone era. They would have the football track, grassy knoll area on the one side of the campus. In the area, they would also have the housing of the students. I think what I'm going to be doing is going to the Google Maps one more time. I just want to check out my home valley. I still get nostalgic. I still get sick to my stomach every time I keep seeing this place. I have seen this place mutate and change so much that I don't recognize my home valley anymore. I don't. And watching this area, it still gets to me. They've got their own field, their own track and field. But a long time ago, I'm going to see if I can get the Google Earth on it. I want to see this program work again. Because I wanted to see what it looked like even after the 1994 quake. There had been a time back in the late 80s, early 90s, that a company called Medtronics MiniMed. They made mechanical things for diabetics. Still do. It's been there for a long while. They deal with diabetes and other conditions, making the medications and equipment for it. I'm just waiting for the computer to get it going here. Because I wanted to see. So here I'm doing Google Earth. I'm scrolling over to where it says San Fernando Valley. Because in that area, it was still home. It's still home. So this oddly shaped valley that I used to live in. I'm going over to an area of CSUN, Cal State Northridge. See how the campus is for right now, but going back in time. Oh yeah, let's do the time warp again. It'll show me black and white images of what had happened back then. And yeah, I am going back in time on this one. I'm going back as far as 92 or 89 if I can, just so I can explain this to you. This was my home. A valley from 68 to 2005 was my home. 38 years, dude. I'd seen businesses come and go. It kind of pissed me off. I didn't understand about business, but used them as landmarks. Used to go to some of the places until they disappeared. And other areas that used to be home. I wanted to remember. I wanted to remember. And this is what hurts. Because when I can remember this area, when I can see this area, when I can feel that I was part of this area, it still made me sick to my stomach, dude. I could see the old college areas, the dorm areas that they would actually have, the second stories in a different format that they would actually have. I'm just waiting for an image to let me see. If I can get 94 in there, at least I can take a look to see what the hell is going on. There it is. There it is. There was home. But Mini-Med was being built in that area. But no. It was 94. It was a little after 94 that they started having issues with it. Come on, guys. Okay, there's Granada Hills Charter. And I was at Zelza and Devonshire. And they barely got the area, but this is okay. They would have different buildings with corrals and horses and stuff in there. They had their own little stuff going on. But that one area that they actually had, their field, oh yes, I must. They would have concert series in here. You remember the comedy show, The Munsters? One played Grandpa and the other one played or Frankenstein, Army Baby. They were at one time over at Devonshire Downs. And they were doing a comedy skit over there. And this was shortly before the fireworks would happen, but this was like a concert. And I remembered watching these guys. I also remember that there were bands that my brother and I would watch in the 80s that would come up. Burrito Brothers, Juice Newton, Ricky Nelson, or Rick Nelson. Those are special memories. There was also definitely the memories concerning about the fireworks. The one particular bleach area that they would have uncovered, people would watch games happen on the field, but they would also watch fireworks. There was a covered area on one side of it, on the west side of Temperature downstairs, that you would be able to watch things with the cover. But you had to move out of the area to watch all the aerials happening. The parking lot would be a nightmare on Elm Street. Every time there was Factory of Nightmares happening regarding their Halloween, but mostly they'll take out the parking area for that one. And there was a lot of other parking areas that people could go into, but mostly they shut off at different areas because that's where the fireworks would be at. And the fire department would be standing by just in case. And once in a while, they would have been used. But it was a nightmare just to get through the damn stuff. Once you found your car, you had to wait. There was only very limited areas that you could actually go onto the street to get the hell out of there. That was not until about late 90s, early 2000s that the company Minimed decided to move in. And moved in it did. 2020, actually 2002, they took over a lot of area. And CSUN had to sell off most of the property. There was one last fireworks happening in 2001, 2002. The whole area had to be plowed under because Minimed took over the spots. I am seeing the progression of how that area was and turned into a slag heap. No longer fit for anything except for memories. If they were using it for something, I don't know what the hell they're going to be using it for. But that was home. When I talk about stuff like this, Daryl, it hurts like hell. 38 years, dude. Most of my lifetime was there. Age 40, I was living out here up until now. But during those years, if I can show you back on the regular map again of Google Maps, I want you to see the mountainsides. I want you to see the bowl. I want you to see the mountains that we actually had, the hillsides. Notice how green the area is. When it's properly watered and we don't have that much drying happening, they can get pretty, they can get very pretty out there. But once the weather turns hot, it dries things up until it's tender, until it's ready to burn. I swear, it's just makes me sick to my stomach, Daryl. It makes me sick to my stomach. It was bad enough when I moved out here to Palmdale first, before heading over to Lancaster. That in Palmdale, I did see hillsides go up in flames. It was scary. And I live in Lancaster, and it was even worse because I saw other areas and flat areas that were torching up like crazy and scared the hell out of me. Now I'm in Roseman, and I'm surrounded by it. I got no place to run. Without transportation out here, my friend, without a car, you're stuck. I was feeling it last night, and I'm still feeling it now. You're talking about your anxiety level, about routine, about if you're not doing your routine, it freaks you out because you've gotten so much into it that you're afraid of losing stuff. I have lost stuff throughout my lifetime. I know what it's like when you really get obsessed over junk. And I had a friend of mine before she passed away, very dear surrogate mother and family friend. She was telling me that things are just things. I could value and covet a phone because it's got information. But you can transfer that information. And you get rid of the shell, it's still there. $8 bottle. I bought it a few weeks ago. Started to use this damn thing. It's still a bottle. Toss it away, it's still a bottle. The computer I got, transfer the information off the damn thing, it's worthless as hell. Put information on it, then it's needed. Functionality. Like the other laptop I've got that does everything else I need. Programs are old and outdated, but they still work. So it too would have some functionality until it loses it. Then I got to get used to it. Then I got to get something else. Then I got to get something else. I got to get something else. Replace, replace, replace. The stuffed animals that you see over here, maybe one of a kind, but they're just stuffed animals. I've gotten Christmas decorations from long ago still up, and small mini trees I've got over here. They're just things. That is the thing. You know, every time you keep seeing me broadcast, dude, and yes, it is special for me having the ashes over there, but they're ashes. They're memories of my family. They're gone. They're history. And that's all it is just history there. I store the images, I store whatever I can on flash drives. They're important to me. But they're also in here and in here. I may have scatterings and smatterings in one place or another, but that's about it. The furniture is just furniture. It'll be burned up. The pots and pans will be replaced. So will cups, pasta dishes, glasses, even the clothing. You're talking about routines. When I go to college each semester, I try to anyway, there are routines. But it's not a consistent basis, so it's not exactly a constant routine. But, there is a routine for 16 weeks, depending on the college schedule. So for that, I've got a routine. Get up at a certain time, get the food, get myself going, get out the door, got 2 hours to get over to a bus stop, stay warm, get out of the bus, get over to school. It'll be maybe about a half an hour or less for me to get over to the class. Then I got about an hour and a half. If I got 2 classes that day, routine is I grab some grub. And I wait. Here comes the other class. Do that one. Then at a certain time, get my ass over to the bus stop and get home. and I got to deal with my neurotic dog. These days, she's more neurotic than usual. She's an old dog, and I worry about her. Anyway, I probably have to go back to bed again. It's almost 5 o'clock in the morning. I only get about an hour and a half throughout the night. I mean, I'm tossing and turning left and right. But it's like every 3 or 4 hours, I'll take a quick cat nap, and that's without going to college. Going to college, I have to change my sleep patterns, and it still kills me. But during this season, this holiday season we had, leading up to the past 2 months up until we get the sporadic fireworks going on. You get heavier and heavier until the 4th, and then we got artillery shells. We get World War, whatever the hell it is outside. And then the aftermath. We still get it, but lessened. Ebbs and cycles on that one. But this is still home. This is still a roof over my head. I'm still paying rent on the damn thing. I still got stuff over here. Some of it's not working, but it's still here anyway. But this is home for right now. Even with the damn bugs walking around all over the damn place. But just seeing that damn shit, it scared the crap out of me. And it still does. It still does. Fire up in the hillsides would mean a few things to us down here. It scared the shit out of us all the damn time. We had fires happening out up on the mountainsides, passageways. Yeah, it scared the shit out of everybody, including me. Because I don't like fucking fire. I can deal with flames. I can cook with flames, no problem. I've worked with gas appliances. But what scared the shit out of me is when you see the fire along the hillsides and you feel trapped. Or fire comes down from the hillsides to the plains, eating up all that scrub. My God, I was feeling sick to my stomach during those days. I still am. I still am sick to my stomach over it. Because I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it, dude. Anyway, hope your 4th was safer than mine. I'll try to talk at you later. I want to talk more, but I don't want to waste too much time.